Helen, my name is Deb Halfrich, hashtag redheaded she-Hulk. I'm also the founder of hashtag wellbeing philosophy, and I'm so in need of help. Journalistic help. Help finding somebody to do a profile about thinking the unthinkable. Sorting the hard problem of consciousness into an easy pivot, which then let me figure out how to stay alive. 2014, I had a toxic mold exposure. This took away well over 80% of my ability to walk and talk in my 40s. Add on lifelong autism, lifelong morbid obesity. When I turned 50, 3 years ago, and that's my puppy, we live in a car. This is what the world does to special brains. It says you get to live if you just go be like other brains. I don't want to be like other brains. I'm the she-Sherlock of human functioning. That's my sweetie pie, Zanzi. Some reason, today, I'm going into the library, which is the only place I have access to electricity. I said, I'm going to find a book. Went and picked up 4. Put them back. Until my eye spied unthinkable. Really, truly. The she-Einstein of consciousness. And if I can get some neuroimaging, I'll prove it. There's no way to not sort of come across as insane in trying to make these short little videos, as I make 20-minute videos explaining things complexly, neurocomplexly, and nobody watches them. So I'm asking you, not just yourself, you may know others, a new scientist or in all of this. Here's what did it for me. I haven't really read too much of the book. I just turned it over on the back. Ed Yong. Robert Sapolsky. Now, if you scroll my YouTube, you'll find out that I was actually did one of these videos to Sapolsky trying to get Stanford. I mean, how is one's brain supposed to work when we live in a world full of so many decibels, and for me, it's the single foundational reason why I've been living in my car now for about a year, alone in the world, broke, unable to get any messages through social media. The algorithms won't share my content because it's so neurocomplex. What autism really is hyper acute sensory awareness. And autistic people don't distrust the truths of things that are hurting us. It's that everyone else has been socialized to numb themselves and dumb themselves down. We're in a society that treats humans like widgets, like assembly line tooled, identical. Just really to see autism. Now, by the way, I came forward in November. This is now 5 months. 5 is a really important. There are 5 forces in the world: mechanical, chemical, electrical, magnetic, consciousness. I have billions of IP in my head, and I've tried to partner with many hundreds of people over the past 3 years when I've been trying to stay alive. Nobody just wants to invest. Got to kind of follow me. There's, look, we haven't sorted consciousness out in the scientific method. It took the philosophical method. I am a degreed philosopher from Carnegie Mellon University. And I spent 2 decades doing payroll software implementation consulting in banks, biotech in Silicon Valley. Then the toxic mold exposure took away well over 80% of my ability to walk and talk in my 40s. Then, 3 years ago, I turned 50. I weighed 333 pounds, was alone in the world and dead broke. One of these things is no longer the case. I operated 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50, using these theories of consciousness. All right. I've thrown a lot at you, but if you were to outline it and document it, you'll see a mind, a very Sherlockian mind. Bounce, 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 bounce. Can't be, can't be. Got it. I'm looking for a Watson. I'm really, really, really in need. My physical life is falling apart and living in a car. All it would take is like a couple weeks in an Airbnb and come back into not being scared of every human I talk to, seeming to willfully want to misinterpret me simply because they want me to be quick. They want me to communicate in a linear way, except how I figured out how to stay alive was a non-linear thinking, and having assessed this way and that way, I prefer neurocomplexity. And I can't quite connoiter how to rewire back into this world of prejudice and bias and only money matters. We don't really want to live the way we live, but everyone's forcing everyone who's different to live like that. So I'm going to ask you to really watch this and sense my energy. I'm hanging on by one finger. If I get one person to see what I have in my head, I'm going to save our species from hurtling towards self-extinction. I've got life-centric thinking. It explains everything. And now I have some asshole making noise. And so I really will have to say harmony because I've just lost everything. I have nowhere to be safe from assaults, sensory overwhelm assaults. I'm an autistic person. The Rain Woman. A stream of consciousness. About consciousness. All right. Harmony.